Well, the S&P is set to close at a record high today. M&A activity continues while investors are blaming poor weather for the spate of mixed economic reports we've had. There's also news of a potential bailout package from the EU to the Ukraine. Now we're joined by Jason Weisberg of Seaport Securities. Jason, was there anything in particular that pushed markets to the record highs today?
No, I don't think it was one thing in particular. Certainly, when we come in on Monday, we usually see a lot of M&A activity. And that certainly, bodes well for the overall equity market. I don't think there was, outside of that, I don't think there was one catalyst that really sparked today's market activity. I think we saw a pullback in January, and when people ask the question, why do we see this activity, I point the question back to them and I say, well, what was the reason for the market pulling back in January? There wasn't really one specific reason. It was just people looking for a reason to sell, and I think we see the opposite of that today.
Okay. And how does this look to you as an entry point for the S&P?
Well, I think that if you were to put money to work in the S&P right now, it certainly bodes well. It's certainly a buy signal. The market acts great. There's some pretty good volume with this upward movement today. And overall, where I think the market will finish in the end of the year, I think buying at these levels is probably a smart thing to do.
Okay. And Yellen's due to give some testimony on Thursday. Do you expect the influence of the Fed over markets to drastically reduce this year given the taper?
I think that the Fed will stick to their message, and they've been fairly consistent, and I think the fact that we have a new Fed chair, I don't think that will change. I think the policy remains intact. I think it will remain intact, and I think that if they do signal a change, it'll be well in advance if they're going to depart from the current strategy.
Okay, thank you, Jason. That was Jason Weisberg of Seaport Securities, and I'm Jane Searle for TheStreet.